Remember when Disney World used to cost a reasonable amount? Now you have to take out a third mortgage just to get in line. It's no longer a magical place for kids to go and have fun, but it's now pandered towards middle-aged losers who have too much money and don't know what to do with it. The only magic you'll be feeling is the magic of economic inflation when you pay to go there. It now costs an average of over $2,000 for a family of 4 to go and have a magical time at Disney World. And this is not counting if you buy anything else at the park. This is just the base ticket price to get in. If you want to buy food, water, fast pass tickets, whatever, you're going to be coughing up at least one of your livers to pay for it. Now, Disney has always been a little more expensive than other parks, relatively speaking, but there's always been more to do at a Disney park than there is traditional theme parks. You can go ride rides, meet with a bunch of mascots, go eat at your favorite Disney location, etc., etc. But in the last few years, Disney's prices have gone through the roof, and they've started pandering towards these Disney adults because they realize they have a lot deeper pockets that they can pull from with a lot more expendable cash. Typically, these people are single or have a partner, have no kids, dual income, and they just have money to throw around. And what better place to throw money around than the most magical place on Earth? And Disney by no means is blind to this. They've picked up on it and have gradually started pandering more and more towards these middle-aged losers blowing their money away. An average ticket to Disney World used to cost you $100 in the mid-season and at most $150 in the busy season. It now costs an average of $150 for the not busy season and $200 and upwards of more than $200 for the busy season. That's over 35% increase just in ticket prices to get into the park. We haven't gone into how expensive it is to buy anything there yet. Now, Disney loves to pander towards these Disney adults, and it all started back in 2019 when Disney rolled out Villains Night, where it was pandered specifically more towards adults and where costumes were encouraged and bedtimes were optional. Epcot's Food and Wine Festival have now blossomed into a 3-month-long fiasco that encourages adults to sip and drink and walk their way around the most magical place on Earth, all without having to care about a toddler tugging on their sleeve. Mostly fueled by adults treating the parks as a high-end bar crawl with overpriced churros as dessert.
Hell no! Hell!
Walt Disney wanted this to be a magical place for families to come together and have a good time. But now there are more mixology seminars popping up like magic mushroom. The parks still call themselves family vacations, but every dessert party seems to whisper, this one's for the adult. Let's talk about the price of magic, shall we? Or to be more precise, the magic of inflation. While the median household income has gone up 55% since then, ticket prices have tripled. Toss in the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which can cost about $40 per ride, and a trip to Disneyland is costing you more than your mortgage payments. Disney's response is really, we're a premium experience now. Translation, supply and demand is a beautiful thing, especially when you have Disney adults forking over thousands of dollars a day to spend it. What about the average family though? They're getting creative with off-site hotels, shuttle buses to the parks, and shoving down as much food as they can in the parking lot before they're forced to try and fork over $300 for a meal. Every time that Disney raises its price, it gets a little more harder for the average family to experience and even farther away from what Walt Disney originally imagined and had the vision of his park being. None of this happened by accident. By 2020, Disney needed to fill their corporate greed pockets and fast. And there was no better community to turn to than the Disney adults. Early reports started buzzing around about Guests Without Children as the fastest growing source of revenue that Disney has ever seen. So the number of festivals doubled, the dinners now cost at least $150, and every new ride that comes out seems to be more catered towards adults than it does for children. Sure, Splash Mountain is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but the real cash grab from that is all the merchandise that you can buy from their gift shop. The kids might just want a cute plush frog from the gift shop. The adults have been pre-ordering items months in advance. Shareholders are over here throwing a party while the adults have to make sure their credit cards weren't overdrawn for the 5th time that day. Ripple effects are everywhere. parenting magazines are now treasure troves of advice on how to save money when going to a Disney park. Pack your own food, skip the Genie Plus add-on, tell the kids that waiting in line is just part of the park experience. While Disney adults are arguing about which filter is best for an Instagram photo in front of the purple wall. Kids are still getting to meet all their favorite characters. Meanwhile, the parents are talking about how they're going to financially recover from this disaster. Some families are switching to regional parks while other parents are putting it off until the kids are old enough to remember it, which is often financial code for when we're actually able to afford it. The promise used to be accessible park family fun for everyone. Now it's more of who's the highest bidder that we can suck the money dry from. Inside the parks, it's a tale of two vacations. The Disney adults who are going to try and ride Rise of the Resistance for the third time before lunch, and the families that roll in around 10 o'clock, shocked to find all the boarding passes and lightning lanes are already over $30.
Oh, hell no!
The debates online get lively while the families claim that the adults are line hogs and the adults claim that they spend more time there than a family of 5. Which is not the flex they think it is. Disney has clearly picked their sides by offering after-hours tickets which allow no kids and typically smaller crowds of people to be in the park. The fireworks are just as amazing, but they are now paired with a $16 cocktail glass. So the question I have is, can Disney ever go back to the good old days? Realistically, probably if Wall Street decided that affordability is the hot new trend and not corporate greed. With every new attraction that Disney puts out, we should realistically be expecting more upcharges and more expensive fares and not less, unfortunately. Basic no-frills tickets might bring more families in, but shareholders are more interested in the rise of per capita spending than the average family. When you can suck more money out of one person than the whole family of 4, obviously you're going to choose the former. To be honest, a trip to the Magic Castle has become a luxury, auctioned off nightly to the crowd with the most powerful magic bands. Someone who first visited Disney at 8 years old would pay anything to get back that magic feeling of seeing the Disney Castle for the first time. And Disney knows it. This is exactly why they've been raising their prices year after year. The smell of popcorn as you walk down Main Street has a higher dopamine hit than winning the lottery ticket. The festival booths keep multiplying, the Mickey ears keep getting more sparkly and decorative. The Spirit jerseys sell out in minutes. Kids don't run on nostalgia, they run on sugar and a desperate need for a $12 pretzel. Adults, on the other hand, run on the feeling of nostalgia, and Disney's willing to crank that price as high as they can as long as people keep paying for it. Now let's have a moment of silence for the Fast Pass. Enough of that. And remember the Magical Express bus from the airport straight to the park? It vanished because you can't really upsell an already free service to a bunch of adults who are coming basically to wine taste test while they watch their kids run around. Even the old paper maps that people used to have become a commodity. All the little commodities that used to make the financial burden seem a little more worth it have disappeared and have been replaced by line skipping fast passes and souvenir cups that look like Baby Yoda. Every little cut boosts operating income while slowly pushing families towards a staycation. Instagram is basically pouring pixie dust all over this trend. Many people on social media, and not just Instagram, constantly push this fantasized idea of going to Disney World as an adult as this marvelous thing that cannot be beat by anything but probably cocaine. Disney happily reposts it on their account and the magic spreads and the algorithm pushes it to more and more people, promoting more and more people about this magical vacation that these adults have had at Disney World. The parks get fuller and fuller and stay full, and the prices go up. Disney keeps price gouging year after year. They keep raising it more and more and more. It's a cycle of content, crowds, and cost hikes. I want to give a shout out to all the people who have had to stand in line behind a person who was live streaming their first bite of a Disney churro. You guys deserve a medal for that shit. Disney wasn't ruined by a lack of magic. It was just discovered by people with a higher disposable income. The biggest fans, the adults with money to spend, have turned Disney World into a red velvet rope club. Families still adore the attractions, but love can't cover a $2,000 weekend getaway. Unless Disney executives and shareholders decide to lower the price to more family-friendly options, Disney will forever be stuck at a barely faraway reach of the modern family, exclusive to Disney adults with more disposable income than they need. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.